Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of those game-changing moves that reverberates through the NFC North and beyond. Rumors swirling around the league suggest that the Cleveland Browns are actively exploring a trade involving one of their key offensive weapons, tight end David Njoku, and it might just land him in Green Bay. Now, this isn't just idle chatter. Sources close to the league indicate that the Browns are eyeing a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft in exchange for Njoku, and the timing of this potential trade is critical. The league's trade deadline is set for November 4th, and it seems like everything is pointing towards a deal getting finalized right around then. So, why would the Browns move Njoku, especially considering he's been a pretty solid contributor in recent seasons? Well, it's all about cap management and rebuilding. Cleveland is currently sitting with about $10 million in cap space, and they're in the midst of a bit of a rebuild, especially after their struggles early in the season. Their defense, which has been a point of concern, is allowing roughly 27 points per game, and that's not exactly what you'd call a winning formula. They're also trying to free up some cap room to resign or bolster their offensive line, which has been giving up an average of 4. 1 sacks per game? Pretty high, especially when you're trying to develop a more balanced attack. Adding to the complexity, the Browns are somewhat skeptical about Njoku's fit in their rebuild. They've got Evan Engram emerging as a reliable target, and with the team's focus on draft capital for future franchise quarterbacks, they're looking to clear space and roster spots for younger players who might have a higher upside long-term. By trading Njoku now, Cleveland could save around $9 million in cap space, which would be instrumental in their efforts to build a more sustainable, flexible roster. Plus, they're eyeing draft picks as a way to address their offensive line issues, something they've historically struggled with, and to acquire assets that could be used to jumpstart their rebuild. Now, let's look at Njoku himself because he's a pretty intriguing piece. The Miami University product is 29 years old, but still in the prime of his career. Over his NFL tenure, he's accumulated around 200 receiving yards and scored 28 touchdowns, with a career PFF grade averaging 79. 5. What makes him particularly valuable, especially for the Packers, is his combination of blocking prowess and route-running ability. His run block grade has been impressive at 82. 4 for his career, and he runs routes with fluidity, averaging about 18 yards per route run, which is quite efficient for a tight end. In 2025, up until the trade deadline on November 4th, Njoku has caught 38 passes for 452 yards and 4 touchdowns. His per-target EPA is plus 0.42, and he's ranked in the top 10 among tight ends in yards after catch with 162. Despite some quarterback instability in Cleveland, his effectiveness hasn't dipped. He maintains a PFF grade of 78. 2. In 2024, he's put up 881 yards and 6 touchdowns, showcasing consistency and reliability. He's battled through injuries, most recently a rib injury in Week 3 of 2025, but he's bounced back strong, posting 7 catches for 92 yards against the Ravens in Week 5. What really makes Njoku stand out is his physical profile. Standing at 6'4", he's a red zone nightmare. His hands are secure with only a 3% drop rate, and he's got the size and athleticism that can create mismatches in the crucial areas of the field. Think of him as a mix of a George Kittle type who can do damage in the passing game and block effectively when needed. And with the Packers, that's exactly what they need. An offensive weapon who can help take some pressure off Jordan Love and add an extra dimension to LaFleur's offense. But why now? Well, the Browns' current situation makes sense for a trade. They want to maximize their draft capital and free up cap space for future signings and extensions. Moving Njoku, who is a solid but not irreplaceable piece, allows them to do just that. Cleveland is also hoping to avoid overpaying for a veteran tight end in free agency and prefers to build through the draft, similar to what they did with David Njoku himself back in 2017. This move is part of a broader strategy to get younger and more flexible, especially with the team's focus on developing their next franchise quarterback. Now, shifting gears to what this could mean for the Green Bay Packers. If this trade happens, it would be a huge boost for LaFleur's offense. Njoku's ability to create mismatches in the passing game could elevate Jordan Love's performance significantly. With Njoku on the field, the Packers could see their red zone efficiency improve from the current 52% to around 58% or even higher. His route running and fluid movement would give Love an extra reliable target, especially in third and long situations, where consistency has been a bit of a struggle this season. And in the run game, Njoku's solid blocking. His run block grade hovers around 82. 4 would help open running lanes for A.J. Dillon and the other backs, boosting the team's ground attack. Looking at the numbers, Njoku could add around 850 receiving yards and about 7 touchdowns for the Packers this season if he stays healthy and gets enough targets. His presence alone would elevate the offense's overall red zone efficiency, which currently sits at 52%. Imagine him in the red zone, using his size and hands to dominate coverage and turn opportunities into scores, something the Packers have been seeking all season long. The team's third down conversion rate could also see a bump from 38% to around 44%, thanks to his ability to win contested catches and make plays in tight coverage. His versatility would also add about 120 yards after the catch per game, making him a dynamic threat not just as a receiver, but as a playmaker in space. And let's not forget about the playoff implications. With Super Bowl odds currently at +1-0, adding a player like Njoku could be the X factor the Packers need to push into the postseason and make a deep run. His ability to influence games in the red zone and in clutch moments could turn the tide in close games, especially against NFC opponents like the Lions, who have been tough but vulnerable in coverage. Njoku's presence could increase the Packers' win probability in tight contests, giving them that extra edge needed in high-pressure situations. His impact could be similar to what George Kittle has done with the 49ers in recent years, becoming a cornerstone of a potent offense that's difficult to stop. Now, wrapping this all up, this trade would be a smart, forward-thinking move for the Packers. It's about building a mismatch offense that can adapt and thrive in the postseason. The combination of Jordan Love's arm and Njoku's versatility could be the perfect recipe for a Super Bowl push. Meanwhile, for the Browns, this trade aligns with their rebuild strategy, focusing on youth, draft capital, and cap flexibility, all while addressing their immediate needs on the line and in their secondary. This is the kind of move that shows the Packers are serious about contending again, not just for a playoff spot, but for a Super Bowl title. It's about upgrading the offense with a proven weapon who can step in and produce right away. And if it unfolds as expected, we might be looking at a new star in Green Bay, one that could redefine what this offense is capable of and push the Packers closer to that elusive championship. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Njoku could be the missing piece that pushes the Packers over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. Keep the faith, keep the passion, and let's see what the future holds for our beloved Packers.